Hey everybody, welcome to Environmental 1111. I'm Professor Kettler and I'm going to give you a walkthrough of this course just so that you understand where everything is, because it can be a little confusing finding all the labs and the quizzes and the discussion, so I want to kind of show you where you're supposed to go. So when you log into the course, this is your home page. You've got a navigation bar at the top that kind of has like some shortcuts. If you scroll down, you can see, some announcements, which are really important. You need to check the announcements almost every day because this is where I post really important information about the class, any kind of updates and things like that, how to do your labs. So make sure that you're always checking these. You can actually access the full announcement by clicking on announcements, which I'll do in just a second. Here's my instructor information, and let's see. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and log in as a student, and whenever you initially go into this course, this pop-up will come and it says, this course requires a lab kit. Please fill out the following form. So don't ignore that. Make sure that you do that so that way your lab kit can get ordered. So I'm going to hit OK. Now, of course, it's telling me that I'm not a student, so I can't order a lab kit, but for you, it will pop up and you'll enter all your information and fill out what you need to in order to get your lab kit. Now, you have to send it to an actual physical address. It cannot be a P.O. box or else it won't work. Okay, so back to here. All right, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to Content. And on the left-hand side is all the links that you're going to use. So you want to go with the welcome page and go through this. This is my instructor information page. Here's your checklist. This will walk you through kind of like how to set up your email and things like that. So the course information is listed here, but the most important part on this page is the course schedule. So when we click on this, it is highly recommended that you print this page or you enter these dates into some type of digital calendar, because this is all of your assignments and their due dates. There's also important information on here about the labs and some of the discussions later on. So be mindful of your due dates, because late work is not accepted in this course. If you miss the due date, you miss it. So you don't want to do that. Going back to the table of contents, we can go into, so the next thing that you're going to want to do is go and click on your eText. This link will tell you how to integrate. So like we have an eText through Pearson My Labs. This is also where you will enter and complete the quizzes, the midterm, and the final exam. So follow these instructions that tell you how to access that. And then let's see, going back to that Pearson tab, you can access the eText here. When you do that, what will pop up is, now I've already been connected, so mine should just go straight to it. Yours, you might see a different page than me, but whenever mine opens, yeah, see, my session has ended. So let's see if we can get that working. Okay, well, sorry about that. So it should take you straight to the eText. If it doesn't, let me know and I can walk you through what you should do. Sorry, that was my little calendar. And some of these things you won't see because these are kind of instructor things. The lab manual information, here's where it gets confusing. This is where you can find some of your lab materials, but honestly, I've tried to make this easier for you, and they're actually in the module itself. So when we click on module 1, you'll see that there's an introduction, an activities list, an exploration that you can go through. The discussions are here, their due dates are there. And then you can click on labs, and the labs are right here. So what I have done to make this a whole lot easier is I've just gone ahead and linked it. I've combined the lab manual and the lab report together. So that way you can access it easier, because the other way is really complicated. I've listed the materials that you will have to supply. Now, the important thing to remember is that Lab 1 and Lab 2 do not require a lab kit. You do not need the lab kit until Lab 3. So when you go in here, you will click on this report, and this is the lab instructions, and this is the lab report. The lab report is basically a document that you will just, you'll fill out the information that's needed, and fill it out and answer the questions. Sorry, my mind went blank there for a second. And then this one is basically where the instructions are that tell you what to do in the lab. So that is hopefully going to make it easier on you. Now, when you go back into the module, so that's 1 and 2, here are your quizzes. So what this should do is it should take you directly to that quiz. So the quiz is based on the chapter reading. So quiz 1 relates to chapter 1. And so you can see here, it'll tell you the due date, and then you've got, 22 minutes, and you hit start, and yours might look a little bit different because of this kind of being my instructor page. But essentially, you've got the questions here. Make sure that you select an answer and hit that submit button, because if you don't hit submit and you just go on to the next one, it doesn't count it. So you can change the view, but for most of you, I think it's just going to be standard view because of how it's set up in here. But that's how you get to your quizzes. So everything is already set up for you in the module itself. So that's where I tell students to go first. I know these shortcuts are fun, but they don't always have everything that you need. So you have to be really careful with that. So I'll show you what I mean. So for the assignments tab, right, you have all the labs here, but you don't have the quizzes here. And clicking on quizzes doesn't take you to anything. So that's why I say it's better to go into the module. Now, when you need to submit your lab papers, you are going to go to this assignments tab. You're going to click into here, and then you should at the very bottom have where you can submit the assignment. So essentially what you will see here is you'll see the instructions, right? Here's that link that I told you to use. And then here's the rubric. So this is how I'm going to score the lab assignment. There's a category and there's points for each category. So you can review that. I would have this open while you are completing the lab report, so that way it's a checklist and you can just say, okay, I've met all this criteria. And then when you go to submit it, you're going to want to add your file and go through, where you submit, and then you'll hit submit. So that link, like I said, this assignment link is helpful for submitting your labs, but not for your quizzes. Your quizzes are in the module itself. Now, if you want a quick link to go to discussions, that is right here. The virtual cafe, we use that for asking questions. We're also going to put our lab 1 data in here, just because we need to gather 30 measurements and it's hard to do that. But yeah, so you can see through here, you can access all the discussions through the discussions tab. And then grades, if you want to see, what you earned, you'll go to the grades. It'll tell you how many points you earned. And then if I left you any feedback, it'll be on this right-hand side that you can click on and see. The class list, this is where the email comes into play. So I cannot get email from an outside email. So what that means is that if you try to email me through Gmail or Yahoo or any other kind of outside email, I won't get it. And that's just because of how the D2L system is set up. And the bad thing is it doesn't alert me or alert you that it didn't even go through, that I didn't even get it. It just disappears into the ether. So in order to email me and for me to get it, you have to go to class list. You have to find my name right here, and then you have to hit send internal message. And when you do that, you can type your message here, hit send, and I will get it. Okay? That's the only way I will get it. Now, I check email Monday through Friday, like mid-afternoon. The turnaround time is most of the time 12 to 24 hours on the weekdays. On the weekends, I'm not available. So if you send me something on Saturday or Sunday, you'll get a reply by Monday. Okay, so that's kind of how email works. Make sure you have your D2L email set up as well. In the more tools area, you can look at the calendar. There's a couple of neat things in here that you can mess with. The other thing I want to show you is the resources page. So you can go to the, if you have any technical issues, you can go to the help desk. Here it's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week help desk. They either can talk to you on the phone or they can chat with you. If you need to do any kind of research, this is the online library. If you need any kind of mental health issues that come up or you need any help with that, you can go to the mental health resources. The Student Support Center is a really good place to get support with different aspects of college life and classes. And then if you need any tutoring, this is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week tutoring. So it's really useful for students. So we're going to go back to the course homepage. Oh, I meant to show you the announcements. So it's going to keep nagging me about my lab kit. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and, here we go. Okay. So if you need to see the full announcement, which I highly recommend, you can, like I said, these announcements are really important. Click on the announcement and it will actually show you the entire announcement, because on the home page, so make sure you watch these lab kit videos too. On the home page, whenever you look at it, the announcement is kind of cut off. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna keep harassing me. See how it can be a little cut off and you're forever scrolling. Sorry. So yeah, that's another way you can do it. Here's your lab kit order form. In case that little pop-up menu does not pop up, you can go right here and click that to order your lab kit, which is really important. So that should be like the first thing you do. Okay. All right. So I think that's it. I look forward to getting to meet all of you, and let me know if you have any questions at any time. I'm more than happy to help, and I will see you later.